Hey guys, let's talk about cleaning your rifle. How often should you clean your rifle? And a few tips and tricks. So, as far as how often to clean a rifle, every rifle is different, every rifle is unique, and you can kind of let your rifle tell you by when you start losing that half MOA accuracy or whatever that your rifle's shooting. So that'll tell you something to go by and kind of something to reference to and go back to. But I would say a good rule of thumb is every 15 to 20 rounds, I like to clean the rifle. Um, I wouldn't say that it's necessarily necessary most of the time to clean it during the hunting season unless you're shooting a lot. But if you're just sighting it in before you go hunting and shooting it maybe once a week or something like that, just to reconfirm that you haven't bumped it or lost your zero or something like that, you're not going to be shooting it a lot. And most of the times when you're hunting, you only need one or two shots to actually take your game. So most of the times you can kind of prep your rifle, clean your rifle before hunting season, and just run through the whole hunting season, and then clean it afterwards. Unless you're shooting a lot. So that's kind of a good rule of thumb to go by. Every one of these rifles that I put a load together for, I always start with a clean bore. I shoot about 2 rounds, and then I start doing a ladder load from there. And so, after 15 to 20 shots, you're going to start getting enough copper buildup in your barrel that you're going to start changing the harmonics just a little bit, and some things that go on with that. So you're going to want to just bring that back to the original state where the original load was developed, and you're going to be the most accurate bringing it back to that. So the process that I go through cleaning these rifles before I do a load development is pretty simple. I use these products from KG Industries. You can just Google them. I have no affiliation with them other than I like the product and I use them. Literally, you have a copper solvent, you have a carbon remover, you have a gun oil. Those are kind of my three. I think they have a few other products, but those are kind of the three that I go with. So first of all, you're going to want to remove the carbon. So you want to get one of these Jags. I like the copper ones or the stainless steel Jags. So you're going to want to get one of those. This is a 6.5 here, so this is a 6.5 Jag. So you're just going to throw this on a rod, preferably use a one-piece rod. Screw that Jag on the front and just get you some cleaning patches. And just put some of this carbon remover right on the cleaning patch and run that down through there maybe twice, just to kind of remove that carbon. And you're going to see it come out black. After that's done, get one of these nylon brushes. I like the nylon ones a lot better than the brass ones. They seem to last better. I think they're easier on your rifling. If you happen to go through and you're not paying attention and you're going up and down and all of a sudden, you try to come back and you weren't out of the end of the barrel yet, this nylon is a lot more forgiving inside on your rifling than the brass. Plus the brass tends to, as they get old, they get brittle and they start breaking off, and then you're leaving these little broke off brass pieces in your barrel, and that's not cool, or you get them in your action and those kind of things. So I just like these nylon ones for that. So what I like to do is take this copper solvent does not like to soak in very good on these patches. So I literally just take this and put some solvent, that copper solvent, right on, just kind of saturate this brush, and you're going to run it up and down about 15 to 20 times, just back and forth, back and forth. And once you've got that, then you're going to obviously go back to your Jag and your patches, and you're going to clean that out, and you're going to see that come out green. You're going to see kind of a green copper hue to those patches. 2-3 patches, you should start seeing that green pretty much go away. If it's really dirty, you need to maybe do that process twice, but for the most part, most times one time, and you get that carbon out, you get that copper out, and then I like to put some gun oil on there as well. Just taking one of these patches, dripping about 10 drops on there, and just kind of run that down through there, especially if you're storing your rifle, those kind of things. That's just a good habit to keep some oil in there. The other thing that I found that this does is it does give you a little closer to center shot when you're done cleaning your rifle. But I still wouldn't depend on that. When you're done cleaning your rifle, shoot 1 or 2 rounds through it just to kind of foul that bore back in to kind of bring your accuracy. Most of the times that first shot after cleaning it isn't going to be right perfectly in with your group. But this does help with that. I did clean 2 rifles recently, a 6.5 and a 338, and I took them to the range, and just some coyotes sitting there at 1,000 yards, and I had first round impacts with a clean bore with the 6.5 and the 338 after I did this exact process. But I think that gun oil kind of put a little bit of residue in the barrel to where it kind of acted as a fouled bore. But I wouldn't depend on that on game or when I'm hunting, so I always shoot 1 or 2 bullets through there just to kind of foul things back in. But that's the cleaning process I go through. So the last thing that I do that most people don't really show you, or you might have never done on your rifles, is when you're going up and down through this bore with this brush, you're coming back into your chamber, and you kind of bring a lot of gunk back into the chamber of this rifle. And so what I'll do is I'll take one of these jags that I can take a patch or two and just fold them together, and I'll just put them right through this jag just like so, and I'll just get up in there and just clean that area. Maybe spray just a little bit of gun oil on here, helps stuff stick a little bit, but just get up in there and clean that chamber out where you brought all that gunk back into. So you'll be surprised how dirty that is. That way everything's clean where the case is sitting and your barrel. So that's the last step, and then you're ready to go shoot again. So that's how I clean a rifle. That's how I would recommend you to get your rifle back to exactly how it was when I first started developing a load.